Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone, and we got to get into episode 3 of Rich People's Problems, aka Real Housewives of Dubai. So episode 3 opens up with old money Caroline and Sergio going to therapy. They're going to see a hypnotherapist who happened to also be Princess Diana's therapist. Caroline said if she was good enough for Princess Diana, she's good enough for me. I said, well, the damn money must be good enough for her. I mean, what kind of fee do you have to pay to get Princess Diana's therapist? Well, she and the hypnotherapist dive into her childhood issues that apparently she internalizes things today and shows up the way that she's showing up in her relationship with her husband today because of what she experienced throughout her childhood. She was sent to boarding school, I think around 6, 7, 8 years old, and stayed there until she was 18. And the hypnotherapist said that's actually a very common practice for the English, that they have a saying that the English keep their dogs at home and send their children to high-class kennels. I know you lying. So the hypnotherapist helped her to identify through hypnotherapy that she was essentially becoming her mother. They were able to trace back the root of her issue to her being sent to boarding school and her telling her mom that she does not want to go. And when the therapist asked her, well, what did your mom say when you told her you didn't want to go? She told her, well, you have to go. And she asked her, how do you reason with that as an 8-year-old child? And she said, you don't know how to reason with that. And she identified through that particular interaction that the issue became that your need to not go was trumped by your mother's need for you to go. And so your whole life became about your mother's needs being first, your needs being last. And now that you're in this relationship with this man, you're repeating the mother-child dynamic where you're becoming the mother whose needs matter and you're treating Sergio like the child whose needs don't. Well, no sooner than the lady snaps her out of her hypnotherapy, she leaves. Sergio come down. Now he want to argue about what he heard the lady saying, but I was going to the bathroom and all I know is I heard her saying something about micromanaging Sergio. She's trying to tell him that the lady is trying to tell me to stop treating you like a child so that you don't view me like your mother and then you don't want to me no more. He said, I don't understand because I don't want my mother anyway. Just sir, she said, you know what? I think you might need the therapy more than me. I don't know. Just you talk to the damn lady next. So then we move on. We see Tenen, drunk as Caroline, and Lisa getting together. They're catching up after Tenen's party. Well, I didn't even realize that Lisa had missed the party until they asked her in the confessional how she feels about missing the party. This girl said, well, Ion told me she didn't really have much decor, so I don't think I missed much of anything. The way I curse her out through the grapevine, well, they get to catching up about the party, and drunk Caroline is saying, yeah, I think we said some really inappropriate things last night because Ion called me and told me that I called old money Caroline a cunt. And I don't remember saying that. Girl, you were drunk off your... So I ain't shocked that you don't remember. In this moment, I realized Tenen, I guess Tenen is a good friend, but she lied for her friend. She's just going to flat out lie with her friend because she's saying you don't even really use that word like that. Like, I don't remember you saying that. And she's in the confessional about, do we have that on tape, her saying that? And yes, they do. Not only do they have it on tape, they have her saying it on tape, sitting right next to Tenen, and Tenen looking like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that when she said it. Lisa asked drunk Caroline, what is the problem with you and old money Caroline? I don't understand. This girl said nothing. There's no issue there. To Lisa, now you can't say nothing. I mean, yeah, we lying about some shit, but that you cannot lie about. You cannot sit up here and say you don't have no problem with the lady. Lisa said, yeah, because y'all were besties at one point. This girl said, yeah, we used to talk every single day. But the reason we fell out is because of the stuff that she was saying about Tenen, because my loyalty is to Tenen. You're not going to make me believe that you had this super close friendship where you talked every day with this person and you confided everything in this person. And because they said one thing you did not like about somebody that you do like, you threw that whole friendship away. There is something underlying there that has absolutely nothing to do with Tenen. There's either something that took place in this relationship that you're afraid to address directly with this person, or there is something that you have been secretly harboring all along throughout the duration of this friendship, and now you're using this person to project those feelings that you've been harboring and hiding. Tenen and Lisa are saying the same thing. Tenen said, I feel like there has to be something deeper because Caroline, Stanbury, and I, we buried the issue. She said it was a joke. I said, ha ha, we moved on. So why the hell Is drunk as Caroline so mad? Lisa said, yeah, and for y'all to go from being besties to damn near throwing blows, I don't understand. She said, are you cool with her being cool with us? And drunk Caroline said, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with her being cool with y'all at all. I don't care anything about that. Lisa said in the confessional, I don't buy. She's selling. I don't buy none of that bullshit she talking. Lisa said the two Carolines were great as long as Lisa and Ion were beefing with old money Caroline. She said once all the beefs got extinguished and everybody is getting along, that's when drunk Caroline hit the spiral that she's on. And Lisa said she thinks that she's on this spiral because she can no longer manipulate both sides. As long as they were beefing and they won't deal with each other, you can tell this side what you want to tell this side, you can tell that side what you want to tell that side. But now that all the sides done come together, you can't play that game no more. So then we move on to another party because that's all these damn people got to do. So apparently the guy that Sergio and old money Caroline is staying with, he is having a party to celebrate them getting the hell out of his house. It's called a good riddance party. Bye. So you see all the ladies arriving one by one, and they're happy to see the host and the couple, and Super Soul Sarah noticed that Sergio just wasn't himself, and she pulled him to the side to ask what's going on. And he confides in her that he overheard what the hypnotherapist was telling Caroline about their relationship and how it just broke his heart that he was trying not to cry all day long because I guess he feels like he's gone from being a nuisance to now being like a child in her eyes, and now she thinks I'm gonna view her like my mother, and he just feels hopeless and sad and like he's not heard or seen. And Sarah is saying, well, Caroline needs to go heal from her traumas because right now you're basically the punching bag and that's not fair to you. And she's saying, of course, she can tell when Sergio is not himself because she's like a sister to him. And that when they got together, they used to be together all the time and she was always around. And I said, yeah, that's real nice and that's real sisterly until it's not. She be done counsel that man right about their relationship. Now, I'm not saying that's her plan. I'm pretty sure she has the purest of intentions, but I tell you, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And then Ion shows up to the party dressed like the damn theme. Apparently the theme has something to do with disco balls and she came dressed like one. Now, Sarah and a friend of hers are off in the corner and the friend of hers is saying, I don't like people like that. Those just ain't my kind of people. They said, what you mean people like that? Those kind of people? Who are those kind of people? She said, well, living in Dubai, you see them all the time. You know, these people who are just over the top. And they're saying, well, we've learned to love her for who she is. We just let her be herself and let her express herself. She said, yeah, but those just aren't my kind of people. I'm going to tell you right now, ma'am, you gonna need to be real specific talking about the one damn black girl is walking through the party. So the party is underway. We see everybody having a good time. Old money Caroline comes down. She makes her entrance and a badass. And when I tell you the stress is something nice on her. Well, it was real cute for a minute until her whole boob popped out. Talene said, well, what do we have here? Not the lady who was dragging me by my ass out, got her whole tit out. I guess we could say it's tit for tat. Yeah, this is some real life. Judge not lest she be judged by the same measure. Shut up. So then we see the group of ladies off in the corner. They're catching up. And old money Caroline is letting it be known that fine, fit, fabulous, drunk Caroline got uninvited from the party. They are all in shock and awe. What do you mean you uninvited her? She said, yeah, I found out the bitch called me all kinds of cunts after I walked off from her when we were at old girl's party. So yeah, she wasn't coming to my best friend's house to sit up here eating up all my food, drinking up all my liquor, talking all kind of shit about me. The ladies are trying to tell her, oh, she was drunk. Get over it. Let it go. It's not that big a deal. Caroline said, bullshit. She can kiss my entire ass. I called her today and told her, don't come around here. Don't come around here with that bullshit. Drunk as Caroline in the confessional said, I don't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn about her uninviting me from her little eviction party, girl. I holler. So Sarah is pushing the issue that, listen, maybe you're making too much of it because she was drinking. She probably said some things that she didn't mean. Caroline said, I'm not going for that because if I sit up and abuse you for a week and tell you, well, I was drinking, are you going to accept it? She said, no. Okay, so then why are you asking her to? I feel where Caroline is coming from because just like a person can be toxic or negative, you can have a toxic level of positivity where it gets to be gaslighting and it gets to be bullshit. Because you're not going to tell me that I should allow a person to say anything they want to say to or about me, and then I should be the person who pretends that they don't have feelings. I should put all my shit to the side because they were drinking. Well, as far as I'm concerned, a drunk tongue speaks the thoughts of a sober mind. So that's what you thinking and feeling all the time. You just got the courage to say it when you had that juice in you. Now, while all this is going on the other side of the party, there is Sergio and the host Michael that Sergio and Caroline have been staying with. And then there's Caroline's daughter. They're having this little bonding moment. And Michael is saying something about, I can tell you the best and the worst about your mom and your stepdad. And Caroline's daughter goes, oh, I can play this game. I want to play this game. Can I start with the worst? Can I tell you the worst about you, Sergio? I mean, if I can be honest. And he goes, yeah, sure. She said, I just think you're clingy. And he's looking at her like, she said, I mean, you just follow my mom around like a lost little puppy. I mean, he said, yeah, because I love her. What do you mean? And I don't know. I mean, listen, I know there's somebody, child, but she gives me one of those little rich kids who thinks she can say anything to anybody. And then as soon as somebody checks her, all her little feelings gonna be hurt. And then the guy who's hosting the party brings everybody together to celebrate what the moment is. They getting to come out my house. And he said, we have a cake to celebrate. Now, the cake was quite creative. He had somebody make a cake that was his boot kicking them out of his house. Now, on the cake, there's these two people figurines. One is supposed to be Sergio and one is supposed to be Caroline. The daughter pipes up to say, yay, I get to fulfill my lifelong dream of biting my mother's head off, and bites the head off her mama's figurine on the cake. Girl, I whoop your... So then everybody started saying, well, what about Sergio? So she bit the head off of Sergio's figurine. She pulls them out her damn mouth. Oh, Lord. She puts them back on the opposites and said, yeah, let's switch them out. The dress looks good on Sergio. Yes, Sergio. Now you get to live out your lifelong dream of wearing a dress. Let me tell you, what I'm not going to do is let your child abuse, disrespect, mistreat me, talk to me any kind of way for the sake of being able to be with you. That's how this ain't going to go down. I mean, and at least Caroline did speak up to tell her, listen, it's not funny because Sergio is not laughing. You've embarrassed him in front of all these people. And she's, it's a joke. It's a joke. No, you here, that's somebody's child. That's somebody's child. One thing I do not like is a bully. I do not like intentionally mean and malicious people. And you can tell that this girl is a complete mean girl. So then we move on and we see Super Soul Sarah going to get her hair done. She's preparing to go on a date. I guess one of them hookups work, child. I don't know. Well, she took her son with her and her son overheard her saying something about going on a date. And he said, no, you're not. She said, what you mean? Why you got a problem with me going on a date? And he says something along the lines of, because so many men have been bad to you and I don't want another man to be bad to you. When I see that, broke my heart. She said, but are all men bad? The baby said, probably. Yes, I said, well, damn. She said, no, all men are not bad. She said, what was happening is that mommy was picking bad men, but I was picking bad men because I didn't know any better. I've learned better, and so I won't make that same mistake. And she said in the confessional that her second husband didn't have any kind of a relationship with her child, didn't show her child any form of love and affection. She said, so everything he's been through has caused him to be overprotective. No, that baby is traumatized. How you get to the point of marrying a man who does not show your child any sort of love, affection, attention, acceptance, anything, that screams, yeah, there's a very deep problem there. And what are you choosing based on? If you can wide eye open choose somebody who you are watching mistreat your child. So then we move on and we see Lisa out with her mom. They're out shopping. She said that's always been their bonding thing since she was a child. They go have lunch to catch up and spend time together. And over lunch, Lisa is bringing up her mom moving to Dubai, and the way that she and her husband discussed her mom moving there, it was like it was already a done deal with her mother. She is trying to convince this lady. This lady does not want to uproot her life. Her mom is saying how much she misses them being able to spend time together. And she's saying, well, when are you moving to Dubai? She said, when are you coming home? Her mom was very clear that I don't want to give up my whole life and then have to come here and depend on you. And Lisa is saying, well, kids are supposed to take care of their parents. And you've already made so many sacrifices. And that's when we get into her backstory. She said her mom went from being with her father and then being a family to her mom being a single mom who was independent, who had to take care of herself and her child. And that came as a result of her mother finding out that her daddy had a whole nother family in Canada while they were living in Jamaica. And she's saying how her mom had to stay in that relationship longer than she wanted to or would have had to had she had her education and credentials and her own independence. She said she feels like that might be part of what is holding her back, part of what her hesitation is about moving to Dubai. And her mom is saying, you know, I have my career and basically I have a whole life and identity at home. And you're asking me to give that up to come here and be your help? And I really think that's what the heart of the problem is. I think it's that her whole life has been about her building herself, her building this career, her being financially independent so that she's not depending on anybody, she's not at the mercy of anybody, so that she always knows that she's good. And she's being asked to give up what she spent her entire life building. So they come to the agreement that her mom will at least consider moving to Dubai. She wants to be closer to her grandkids. They want to be back closer to having their relationship and being able to spend time together. And it does not look like Lisa and her family have any plans of moving anytime soon. So then we move on to the double date where Tenen and her husband have set Sarah up with one of his friends. And even the producer asked her, why are you so interested? Why do you give a damn so much about setting Sarah up? She said, because I'm Armenian. It's just what we do. No, you is bored and in somebody else's business. The guy that they're doing the double date with is the same guy that Tenen was introducing to Sarah at the party. Now, she did all that running and hiding behind Sergio only to agree to go on the damn date. Well, Tenen is doing her matchmaker thing and she's asking about, well, what's the common denominator in the guys you've dated in the past? And then once the guy is there anything you want to ask him? There has to be something you want to know. Lady, if y'all don't just have a regular conversation, but I'll be damned if you leave it to Sarah to fuck up a regular conversation. She said, well, have you ever been to jail? He said, no, I've never been caught. I said, no, that's right. So they're joking about how he's boring because he's never been to jail and he must just have 17 cats. He said, no, I'm more of a dog person. This damn girl came out of nowhere and said, so do you believe in aliens? Bitch, what? And you could see he looking like, ha ha ha. And then he realized, oh, she's serious. You want to answer? He said, yeah, I think I do. She said, you think? Ma'am. She's saying, well, I don't believe in, big green glob aliens. I believe in aliens who kind of look more like us. They just live in a different dimension. And he said, well, I'll let you educate me more about that later. She said, are you open to being educated? He said, yeah, I'll pencil it in. Talen said in the confessional, if I was this man sitting here right now and she started that damn alien talk, I'd be out the door so damn fast. Because what kind of crazy do you have to be to ask? Just a man you just met. You don't want to know about him. You ain't trying to find out his sign, where his mama from. Do you have kids? You want to know, do you believe in aliens? That's what in the Twilight Zone hell is you talking about. She said the whole wishy-washy belief in aliens was strike one for her because any man that's going to be with her, they going to be talking about aliens all the damn time. So that's already a problem. Then they asked, has he ever dated a woman with kids? He said no, but he doesn't think it could be very much different than dating a woman who doesn't have kids. She said that's strike two because what the hell do you mean? It's the same as dating a woman with no kids. No, you're going to have to see my child and acknowledge them. Well, the third strike was he's a damn Libra. And she done announced she don't like Libra men. So, I guess it's over. And that's basically what she said. The man went to the bathroom. Talen took that opportunity to ask her, what do you think? Do you like him? She said he's very positive. He's a really nice guy. But I only see myself being good friends with him. You might like crazy. That might be your problem. The problem might be that you picking crazy because you like crazy. Well, we move on. We see the two Carolines are getting together to hash out whatever the issue is between them. Old Money Caroline in the confessional says she needs to understand exactly what the problem is because you're not going to tell me that all of a sudden me and other people are getting along and so me and you fell out. She said, I actually like the girl. We had a good time together. We talked all the time. So I need to understand what the hell switch she flipped overnight because this here is some shit. On top of them having whatever issue they have, Caroline Brooks shows up to lunch almost 30 minutes late. Old Money Caroline said, yeah, this is her grandstanding. She just wants it to be known that her time is more valuable than mine, but I'm going to go on with it because I'm trying to get to the bottom of this shit. So Caroline Brooks shows up late to Caroline Stanbury on the phone arguing with somebody about what ain't ordered in her house, and it don't matter because you ain't got put out the last house, so you better have everything you need in this new one. In the middle of her frustration, she told him, go order whatever the hell y'all need to order. I got to go. I got another problem in my face right now. She says to Brooks, well, you're a little late. She said, yes, I know. She said, well, what's going on? She said, well, you do know I have a new business, and they say the first 6 months of the business are the hardest. I have a lot going on. I have my child. It's just a lot. Old Money Caroline said, well, we all got stuff going on. We all got problems. So Old Money Caroline goes on to ask, Fabulous Caroline, what exactly is the problem? So Brooks is saying, well, the problem is that we have unresolved issues. Stanbury said, no shit. And so Brooks goes on to say, well, one of the unresolved issues is the reason that our whole friend group knows what you said about Tenen is because you were telling everybody. She said, yeah, I told everybody because I thought it was funny. She said, but you were saying that her S was in the air and all this other stuff. She said, but let it go. If she and I have resolved that, why are you still mad about it? And in the confessional, Caroline Stanbury is saying, I think that the reason she is so stuck and fixated on this whole issue between me and Tenen and making me the problem is because it benefits her. She liked when I was on an island by myself because then she could save me. But once I resolve whatever issue is between me and Tenen or me and Ayan, I'm no longer out on this island and I no longer need her to save me. Well, fine, but Fabulous Caroline said the problem with that is when a friend comes to me and says, I want you to have my back, I expect that to be reciprocated. She said in this case, the friend was Caroline Stanbury coming to me telling me how terrible Ayan was to her, how she mistreats her, how she talks to her. So she's telling me this on the back end. I let go of my friendship with Ayan. I ain't with because she talking all kind of shit and making my friend feel bad, only for my friend to turn around and become best friends with she told me to cut off. And so this episode wraps up with Caroline Stanbury saying, yeah, okay, you might be making sense there, but my problem is you called me to see you next Tuesday. Well, Brooke said, well, if I said that was completely out of line and I apologize. Not the if. She said, but I mean, both of us have said worse things. We've been called worse things and neither one of us died. We should be all right. Stanbury said in the confessional, she's not taking accountability for her behavior as of lately. So I'll be cordial with her, but I do not see myself trusting her again. And Brooks is in the confessional talking about this girl needs to chill out and humble herself. She said, you are from the farms of England. You are not Princess Diana. Pipe down. Man, these people here ain't got no damn manners. That's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. Thank you so much for coming down here, listening to me and letting me get this off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you've not already. And in the meantime, until next time, just like every time, I love you and I mean it. Bye.